that
Yes. Yeah, please.
from next time, can you just instead of you like explaining the pre-written code, can
Hmm.
you code in front of us so that we can code side by side, and if any problem come, then we can come to like
Yeah,
talk to
sure.
you about that.
Actually, why do I just pre-written code and explain you? Because it takes time. Like means when I will going to write the code, in case suppose if error comes and all, then it will take time, so we won't be able to cover more content. So that's why
But
I've explained it and give you assignment to run it. But this code, whatever I do it, I just do it before the class only, so that like when you will going to run it, so that you should not get any sorry, error. Let me run this code and show you, okay, first.
sir, I am just
Yeah.
saying that if you code, in front of us, or then we can code side by side, and if any problem comes in our code, then we can like show you, and it will be more clear that way.
Okay, yeah. I have from next class onward, we will going to do in that way.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah. So now you can see it here. I've already written this code. Now the next thing is like reading this CSV data, and this CSV data is like you can see it here. Like I'm reading from the several URL, and after reading from the several URL, I will going to concatenate it. Do you know what do you mean by this concatenation? Any one of you?
Yes, when you join rows, value of
Sorry,
rows.
your
When you,
voice. Yeah.
yeah, when you join two words or
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Correct. So here concatenation means what it will going to do. It will going to append the content of the second file after just after the end of the first file. For example, if any table is having 50 rows and you want to concatenate that second data set which is having 60 rows, then after concatenation this 60 rows will going to start adding from the 51st rows. Okay, means it will immediately add it after the end of the first data set. If it is having 50 rows and it is suppose it is also having 50 rows, so it will start adding from 51 to 100, then 101 to 150, then in the next 151 to 200. Like this it works. And which function you are using it? PD, that is for pandas, concatenate, and just give the name of the variable. What are the variable that you want to add it? Give in a proper sequence like 1 2 3, and just run this. Let me rerun it. So when I just run this, you can see here it takes some time based on your data set size, whatever the size of your data set. And once you get this data, here I'm just writing this data, whole data, to CSV, and I'm giving the name patient data dot CSV index false. As we have seen two Excel, right? Also, right? I've shown you in this two Excel function where you are converting the CSV data to the Excel. Here you can convert same into two CSV data and give it another name. So I have given the name patient dot data CSV. Earlier it was a raw data one CSV, right? You can see it from here: raw data 1, raw data 2, raw data 3, raw data 4, raw data 5, right? So instead of this one, you can combine it and you can print it. So when I will going to run this, it is already done. It's converted into patient.csv. Now, if you want to see the full data.csv, means if you want to see what is the number of rows and column, you can easily find it out. You can write print full data dot shape. Full data is what? Full data to CSV means you are converting the whole data, whatever the data that you have concatenated. If you want to check how many number of rows and column, you can use dot shape function. So when you run this shape function, it will going to give you that total 12 data. When you combine it, 12 CSV file, when you combine it, you will get 2,47,233 rows. And how many column you will get it? 22 column. And one more thing, when you concatenate it, the column name should be same, otherwise it will be like a mismatch. Your data will be of no use to you, right? Like suppose if it is having 5 column, another table will have a 20 column, then for 5 column it will okay, but rest 15 column will have a null value. Am I able to clear you? Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Sir,
Good.
I
Yeah.
have a question
Yes.
that when you read the files, they were on the web. You read them from the internet.
Hmm.
But when you converted them to full data.csv,
Hmm.
uh, then that patient data, it was saved on your system or on the net.
It will be going to save here only on the file that you are using.
Which file?
Means in the collab one, this
Okay.
collab one is basically like one folder created on your drive of this particular location of this your Gmail ID. Like you are using this Gmail to log in this, right? So inside this Gmail, there is a collab notebook or folder. It will going to create it this file, or this will be a kind of a temporary file, you can say it on the collab only, where this file you can get an access to it. Means you are saving this into the patient.csv, right? If you want to save on a specific path, you just give this whole path wherever you want to save it, wherever you want to write down this file. Path means what? If you are running on the Jupyter notebook, you know na Jupyter notebook.
Yes, sir.
So if you run this similar file there, just write the whole path there, this one. Okay, full dot to csv, and whole path you give it with this file name, it will going to save it there. Do you understand what I said?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now here in this collab, this file will you can see it here. 1 minute, let me check. You can see it here. When I run this, this file is available here, patient.csv. So when you just run this file, and whatever the name you give it, it will appear here. When you refresh it once again, it will come here. You can
Okay.
download it, you can rename it, you can delete it, you can copy the path, like this. And when you run on your local system, it will get downloaded on the workspace where you are having other file, or with the help of path also, you can save it on the designated path. Now you can see it here. If you want to see the data, just print full data you can type, or even if you type this variable full data, you will get the data. So as I said you, right, since we have a 2 lakh rows, right, so all the data can't be appear on this notebook, because this notebook have some constraint, memory constraint, or like a size constraint. So that's the reason that they can't show you whole data. So what they will show, they will show the top data and data, and between data they will give you as a three dot, which mean that its data is still present, but due to the space issue and memory issue, they will not going to show you the whole data. And here this nan is all none, means not a number, means that we don't have any values there. Okay, so this is the reason of using this print data. Now similarly you can play with other data set also, as I said you, like when you run this. Okay, let I have not run this. So you can see this here also I did the same thing. I read it from somewhere. Okay, like COVID-19 India org CSV time series data, and I'm converting into the CSV. I am giving any name here. I don't want index. And here I was saying you about this head, right? Now just see this. I'm here giving 100, right? So it is showing me 100 data, 0 to 99. If I change it to 10, it will going to show me 0 to 9. See here, if I remove this parameter, okay, if I do not pass any value here, then it will going to show me 5 data. You can see 0 to 4. So like this it works. Similarly, if you want to play with tail, that also you can do it. So when you type this variable, it will suggest you the name of a variable. Then you type it tail and run this. So see, it is giving you the data. But remember one thing, whenever you use both, it will going to run any one of that, because here they can't show the date output of this both command same time. If you want, you can run out on a different cell, but on a same cell if you run, then they will going to show you the output of the last instruction that you execute. So here tail function, when we run this, it is showing 536 because we have only 536 data on this data set. Similarly, you can read it other also, and you can play with the data. This is was state wise, and this is the case time series. This is like this. I have run the different files, and I've shown you country wise also. We have district wise, like this different. From the different link, I have read the file and I've saved it somewhere. When you are going to try, just play with this data and see how the datas are coming. So when you get this data like this, it will be easy for the developer, data analysis and data engineer, because we are getting the data in the form of data frame. This whole thing, what do we call as a data frame, means we are getting in the form of tabular. So it will become more easier to see where the values are missing, where the values are not present, null value. You can, but if you work with the CSV data like this, it will be very difficult, right? Now here we have only 12 8 column, but there are the data set in the company which is having 50 60 column, then it will become really difficult. If you even miss a single comma, the whole data set will get disturbed. So that is the reason that we prefer for this notebook. Do you understand like how to process the data, how to play with the data?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Any question, anyone?
Yes.
So the companies would not be using Google Colab, right?
Who said
Which
you?
what platform or what ID? I'm
uh,
just asking. I don't know.
I am working in Google and I am still using Google Colab. I'm honestly telling you.
But
The
that's great because
uh,
it would make me familiar.
yes,
Okay.
the reason why people they use Colab. See, this Colab actually we use it because there are some limitation with the system. Jupyter Notebook you can't run it, and here there you can read it from the drive also.
Okay.
Suppose you save a data on your drive, you can read it on your drive also. And that's the thing. You can read it from. You can save your whole folder on the drive. You can read it. So when we work on the last size data set, obviously reading from the local system will not be a good approach. So we what we do it, we read directly from the drive by giving the path of the drive. Like if you go to the drive, any of this drive, okay, like suppose you click on this and go to the drive. In the drive you have several folder, right? So you just copy the path of that drive, any of this folder, like this, as I said you, uh, right, Arush, that this Colab notebook folder will always be present on your drive. In this drive, whatever file you create it will be present. So you can see it, I have run several file, and all the files data set will be present here. And based on that, suppose once you upload it, click on this new folder, create a folder or file upload. You can upload your data set. Then once the data set is uploaded, you can just right click on this and get the link from that. You will get a link or you will get a path, and just add a path to your code.
I did this once when I was trying to get the data from Kaggle,
Mhm.
but so I copied the code from Google somewhere.
Okay.
Uh, it was very complicated, but I did something similar to what you were explaining.
Okay, yeah. It works exactly the same way, uh, because the collabs, many people they are preferring it now. uh, I use collab also, and I use notebook also. Let me show you that also.
Jupyter Notebook.
Not a Jupyter notebook, cloud. Here I'm using this GCP cloud. So let me show you, how you can use Google Cloud. This is not a collab, this is a different one. Just give a minute, let me open that. Just 1 minute, let me enter the credential. You can see this, okay. This is a Google Cloud platform, Google Cloud. Inside this cloud, I wanted to open the notebook, okay. So notebook is there, let me click on this. This is different from the collab. Collab is completely free till 16 GB limitation. This is a notebook that is available in the Google Cloud. Just like I have taught you AWS, right? SageMaker. In that SageMaker, I told you how to create instances, how to open this notebook, right, ma'am? Similarly, here also, this is a Google Cloud where you can like open the notebook, Jupyter notebook. I just start this instance. Arush, just give me 2 minutes. Let me open it and show, and then I will come to the other part.
Okay, so
Is this strictly for Google employees? The Google.
Yeah, it's a Google Cloud. You can,
So I
yeah, you can try same thing on SageMaker that I've explained you AWS Cloud SageMaker, right? You can do
yeah.
this. You can same do the same there also. Right now in Google, we are using this Google Cloud only, so I'm doing here. But like if you can use SageMaker to do the same thing. Actually it takes some time because instances actually of having 4 CPU and more than 16 GB RAM, so it takes some time. But once it start, I will going to show you like how it this will going to start. Just give me 1 or 2 minutes. If you see it here, Let me show you same thing here. You can see it here that it is having how much 4 CPU. I'm using this 4 CPU like normally in a system we have one CPU. So you can think it like for a single notebook file, a notebook instance, how much CPU they are using. 15 GB of RAM. I have not used any graphic card here, graphical processing unit. So that's why it's not showing anything there. But here it is showing V4 CPU and 15 GB of RAM. It's taking time.
I guess I did not put my question right. So, other than Google Colab,
Hmm.
what other IDEs or platforms are
Okay.
popular in other companies?
Yeah, we use PyCharm, we use Spider, and we use Cloud. Other than this notebook Colab, you can use Colab if many people they are using Colab if they don't have that much budget of the cloud. But the company those who are using these cloud services like AWS, Google Cloud, Azure, they directly work on the notebook that is given on the cloud, and some of them they are using directly on the PyCharm and Sublime, or like a Spider notebook or local notebook also you can use it. Like in your install you can install on your system notebook Jupyter Anaconda, and there that also you can work. But that,
And the syntaxes will remain uniform throughout.
yes, with little changes, but when you work on your local system it will make slow. I think there might be some this server down or something. It is taking so much time of network issue, but okay, let it be. Let it start in a few minutes. Till then, I can explain you some other topics. Once it gets started, I will going to show you. Right. So I was explaining you. We have seen like the data set, right? I will going to upload it today. This one. I will going to upload it here. This data. Uh, Data set you don't need it. You can download it also from this first link. Second link is not working, and you can play with this data, how the data looks, how you can read the CSV data, and how you can play with that. Now let's see about some other. Now if you want to select the set of the column from the data, how you can do it. Okay, if you want to select the set of a column, specific column, how you can do it. Just you need to pass the name of a variable in which you have read your whole data, and then inside the square bracket you need to give the name of a column, and then you can use it like this. Age variable you can assign it to the another variable, and based on that you can perform operation on this variable. Now there might be a question coming your mind, why every time we are assigning to any third variable, why we are making so complex? We are not making a complex, we are making it more easier now. Because here Titanic age will give you the age column data. If you assign it to the third variable, and after that if you want to perform any operation, you can directly apply on that variable instead of applying on this whole data, right? It will take a time writing Titanic, then in a double quotes age, then dot head function, dot tail function. So instead of that you can simply take a small variable. Even if you take a also, that will be also fine, and then you can apply this head tail function like that. If you want to find out the type of that, you can simply write type age, or you can simply type on the Titanic age, so it will give you for the specific column the details.
Sir, here age is the column, right?
Yes, age is your column. You can see it here, this one.
Okay.
And here this variable I have used age s so that I can make a distinction between these two. Now similarly if you want to take two column, suppose you are not, if you want to check how many values are there on that column, then I told you that shape function, right? So with that you can find it out, like out of this how many rows, how many value you have on that specific column. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now if you want to take more than one column, what you will going to do, you have to take two column here, like this age and sex, and then based on that it will going to calculate, it will going to assign this two column data to this variable. And once you apply this head function, tail function, and different shape function, type function, then based on that it will going to work. So it is not only for one column, it will be going to work for a multiple columns. You just need to remember the name of a column on your data set. As I said you, shape column will give you what? The number of rows, and how many column you are taking into consideration now? Two column, right? So in that Titanic, this variable, in my previous link, I've shown you, you were reading the whole data. But when you want to get access to the specific column, you need to pass in a square bracket like this. Okay. And then based on that, it will works. Now how you can apply the filter? If you want to apply the filter also, you can directly write down a variable Titanic, Titanic age greater than 35. So how the logic is here, this Titanic is a variable. Inside the data frame variable, you have this column age, and this age column will be greater than 35. Okay, so when you are going to do this Titanic age greater than 35, it will going to give you the set of column, and that set of column will be again assigned to this Titanic, and that Titanic will be going to assign to this 35. I repeat once again, why I'm taking this two time this Titanic. Inside this Titanic variable of this age column, whichever the person who's having age greater than 35 will be assigned to this Titanic variable. Okay, now suppose if Titanic age greater than 35, out of suppose 500 there are 200, so this will be assigned to this Titanic. Okay, and based on that it will going to show you the rows. If you write head or what, based on that it will going to show you. Is it clear, or having any doubt here?
It's clear.
See here, it is giving you false, true, false, false, right? What do you mean by this? This is the condition I'm applying, right? Here we are applying the condition, right? So based on this true, false, this Titanic will going to get the data. Okay, it is true. It means that the data is, I need to pick it. If it is false, then I don't need to pick the data. It is true, then I need to pick the data and assign it to this variable, right? In this way it works. That is called filtering. You can see it here how this condition work. The reason why I'm telling you, or why I'm showing you from this pandas genuine document directly itself, because they have given the like a good example. They have explained with the images like this and all. That's why I'm explaining you from this. Okay, next time onward I will, if you want I can directly run and show you, but that is somewhat time consuming, so I thought to explain from the website which is having some clarity. But like if you still want, I will definitely run on the Colab and I will show you.
Amit, could you please send me the link?
Yes, I'm sending you right now this link to both of you so you can explore from here.
Sir, can you send the link of the Google collab file that you made?
Collab file, you don't need it. I will upload this file on the GitHub. Do you know GitHub, right? Yeah, GitHub link I have already shared with you on the Trello. If you can
So can
check,
you share it again? I missed it.
I have sent it in the morning itself. Just check once. If you do not get, just ping me on the Trello. I will send it again. Can you check meanwhile?
Yes, sir, I will.
Just check it once and let me know. I will send it back. Okay. Let me send it to you link right now for this pandas to both of you. So you can
Sir,
explore.
on
Yes.
which card did you upload the data plane?
In the data engineer only. In your in the data engineer card, I have uploaded the YouTube video link also. And I will going to upload this 1 minute. Let me share 1 minute. Just give a minute. This is a link. Okay. I have uploaded last class lectures here. Ma'am, in data structure one here, I have uploaded it. I will make one more folder for your data engineer. Okay. Here itself, and I will upload it. Okay. This link I'm sharing you right now. In the Trello itself, I'm uploading. For you, the card is this one. This one, data engineer career path, right? In that, this is for your Arush, and here why it is not coming. Just 1 minute, okay? I just upload it right now. Why it's not coming here?
So it takes time to load.
Yes, yes. Actually, I need to type at the end for you, like in your card.
So you can upload it in any other card as well. Like we have many other card as well. We have data
But
structures and algorithm, digital marketing.
but
Like
yeah,
this,
actually this is for you only. So that's why I've always preferred to upload it here.
sir.
Uh,
This whole that
yes, yes.
this whole board is just for me because we can add another card as well.
Okay, I will upload it.
Why don't I see AWS syllabus on my Trello board?
It is there. I can see it.
Uh, it, no, I see the data science part. I have